Money can buy you the answers you seek, and rhythm can lessen the pain. The gods, they are fickle, routinely oblique, but worship is rarely in vain. Thella has granted my one true request. The journey is now mine to take. With grays in my hair and aches in my chest, at long last I'm feeling awake. Loves have I lost, and friends have I made, and many hard drinks have I downed. The devil I've crossed, that debt yet unpaid, but to Rowan my soul is bound.
All right, so we'll start with the scouting. So Archie, Akira, and Zara, you guys make your way to the gateway into the old town. At this point, you guys are all carrying just regular clet wood with you.
Okay. I cast Pass Without Trace using my key points.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead and roll a d20.
2.
I think.
Does it reset when she rests, or does it not reset?
No, I think you were up to 3, so I think you surged.
I was.
Yeah. All right. Give me a minute. So you guys approach the entrance to the old town. Okay. So you approach the old town, and the two guards that are there, they see you, and it's the same two guards that were standing there before when you first went into the old town. So they see you, and they just kind of let you in, close the gate behind you. As you're walking through the tunnel into the old town, Akira, you cast Pass Without Trace, and as you're casting it, this wave aura of just sort of energy goes around the three of you. But then, and Archie and Zara, you guys see this little white flicks of light start sparkling around Akira, and then her eyes just turn completely white. And as you're trying to, figure out what to do, Akira, a burst of white light comes from your forehead, and a third eye opens.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh my god. This is weird. This is both very cool and very weird.
Did it do anything?
So as you realize suddenly you have a strange extra perception of vision, you feel like if you try to observe something, you feel like you'd notice more than normal. You feel like your perception is just incredibly heightened right now.
What a perfect surge for what we're doing. That is fucking absurd. This is such cool magic. Alright, so that's just great with no downsides except for that my girlfriend has a third eye.
I don't know. That might be a benefit.
I'm not saying I'm not into it yet. I haven't decided. Also, I am in wheelchair stealth mode, but that counts for most things. And if we reach a thing where I absolutely can't get away with it, we'll have to get into the conundrum that presents. But I have a strong girlfriend, so...
Right. So yeah, for now, your girlfriend has just become Tien Shenhan.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So you
Little
guys...
hair, because...
Right. So you guys head through the tunnel into the residential district of the old town. What do you guys want to do?
So I would really like to scout the sawmill and the location where we're planning on doing it and decide which one is the better location to execute the plan.
Okay. Okay, so you guys,
I think that we should try to stay on top of things versus in the streets, just based on that avoids most zombie activity.
Agreed. Also, I want to see. Let me see with my special eyes.
okay.
Specialized.
All right, so real quick, you guys, go up and you find.
Question.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Mike, but
No, you're fine.
I'm a centaur.
Yeah.
I cast jump onto her, and she gets little like rocket boots that are like horseshoey shaped rocket boots.
So, you guys, using the map that tracks, scouted and updated, you know that from the residential district, there is a house that he broke through the door and set up a bit of like a ladder that you could use to climb right onto the rooftops. So, with that, you guys kind of, you rush. You're obviously trying to hurry through the place without being noticed by anything. You get to the building that's marked on the map. You go in. Akira, you rush up the staircase and kind of makeshift ladder that Trax set up. And hop out onto the roof. It was a building where the roof had collapsed, but the staircase was still intact. So Trax found some, like a ladder and some like furniture, and kind of set it up to make like a little makeshift platform to walk across that would come out onto the roof. So you rush up there first. And give me a perception check with advantage. 23, that was, you did advantage and everything?
Yes.
Okay. So, with that, give me a second. Actually, real quick, everyone roll me a d6. You too, Grabak.
Rolling.
Oh, damn. 1.
1.
5.
3.
Okay. So, Akira, you look out from the roof as Archie and Zara are kind of coming up, and like Archie, your chair has to switch into its hover mode to kind of get up this, and then Zara, you cast jump on her.
I figure that's easier than making her climb up ladders and stuff.
Yeah, so Zara, you climb up the stairs, and where it gets to the point where the ladder and everything is like busted, and you have to kind of like, you would use that to get up. You just like, you jump and like, you kind of like just fly up into the air and land on the roof. Akira, looking out, you have a much greater range of vision than you would normally at the moment with this third eye, and you can see all the way through the entire residential district. And looking from where you are, you don't see any sign of the Zombie Clot.
It's good, bad.
But you also see, with the map and also your vision, that from the roof that you're on, if you can get across, to the next block up, there's nothing blocking your way out of the residential district.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, if you can pretty much get from this. If you can get to the rooftops across the way from up the next block, you can actually probably use the roofs to get all the way through without having to deal with anything.
How long is that jump?
Sorry, what?
How long is that jump? Like, what's that jump distance?
We'd be hopping from like rooftop to rooftop, so it'd be like small jumps. The big thing would be getting onto the roof of like the next block up.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it would be.
How?
You wouldn't be able to jump it from like the last. It'd be too much of a distance probably. But if you could find a way to get onto the rooftops, you'd be able to get up there.
I have rope and like a thing, a hook.
Actually, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Also, another thing though is if you want to get onto the ground and use the actual streets, you can see with the map that you guys have, and just right now with your extra vision, that if you kind of go up the block that you're on, take a left, go up, and then take the right at the next intersection, you'll also have a clear shot just straight out of the residential area.
Let's do that, I guess.
I mean, that's probably it, but we gotta check the mill still.
Okay.
Like it's good to know where we're at, but it sounds like we're better off staying on the rooftops as best we can. But
Agreed.
We gotta still check places.
So let's follow the rooftop as best as we can to the sawmill.
Okay. So as you're kind of finishing describing what you see, there's a flash of white light and the eye disappears.
Oh.
Shane, that was useful.
I'm gonna miss that eye.
I was trying to rush you guys because it only lasted for a minute.
Oh, well, I'm glad you did.
I was like, I want you to at least get to use it once,
Thank you.
So yeah, you can see that the roofs up here they're close enough together where it's a pretty short hop from rooftop to rooftop. The big thing would be to make sure that you don't jump onto a roof that's collapsed.
Okay, well, I still have my dark vision goggles. And
It's daytime right now, too.
Oh, well, then I should be able to tell. I will just have to take it slow, and I should be able to tell by look, as long as I check first where it will be safe for us to jump.
Yeah, so I'll say you guys, start going from rooftop to rooftop. Archie, give me a not stonemasonry, the other one, the wood one.
Carpenter.
Carpenter's tools, yeah. Give me carpenter's.
I mean, same old shit.
Yeah.
Efficiency. 18.
Okay. So I'll say with that, you do see, you're able to find.
Wait. Sorry. It's a tool check too. 24.
Okay. So with that, you pick out. You can pick out structural weakness on the roofs. A lot of them are damaged already. You're like, well, obviously you shouldn't walk near the exposed sections there because it'll probably collapse under anyone. So you are able to kind of get a route through the rooftops without, anyone getting into any real trouble. You get to the end of the block, and, the intersection is probably about 10-15 feet from the roofs here to the next building across. But from here, you guys can see that if you hop down, you have a pretty straight shot right to the exit of the residential area.
Nice.
All right.
So we don't have Akira Specialize anymore, but we gotta get as good of a look inside of the sawmill as we can. And I guess if we gotta go in the sawmill, we gotta go in the sawmill.
Right. Okay. So you guys hop down, or?
I don't know. Is there any way for us to get like a look from like the balconies or rooftops of other
Can you
buildings?
send Gizmo?
Can I send Gizmo to scout it out first?
So where you guys are, you're a little too far from the sawmill to really be able. You can't really see it from here.
Then let's go. Let's sneak up to the sawmill then. Would that be possible?
I think we can. It's
Yeah,
not that
you
we
do.
got
You do have pass without trace.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we might as well just sneak all the way up.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've got a +9 for stealth, so I can like go ahead, and if the coast is clear, just like let you guys know like safe to come.
We're all pretty good at stealth as a group, so we should be okay.
Yeah, you'll actually end up with pass without trace, Aya. You'll end up adding an additional +10 to your stealth check.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're set. Like.
So yeah, let's go for that, I think.
Okay. So you guys drop down onto the street, and all of you give me a stealth check.
24.
28.
Sorry, you both said it at the same time.
28.
24.
Archie.
21.
Okay.
Oh, 31 with pass without trace.
Okay.
Oh, in that case, 38.
38. Yep. Zara just vanishes from existence. No.
You guys can pass too?
Huh?
You guys can pass too?
Yeah, I rolled like a 6.
Oh, wow.
Still pass.
So yeah, you guys start like sticking to walls, kind of walking alongside things and like peeking around corners and whatever. Akira and Archie, you're both very impressed with how someone with like a horse body is able to just like slink to the ground and like move along walls so like sneakily. But with that, you guys do exit the residential area into like the wider open part of Olde Baenum, and with the map you know that the sawmill is a ways. You'd have to go from the exit of the residential area, you'd have to go west, and you'd have to head pretty much due west from the residential area, and you'll eventually make your way to the sawmill.
Is there any way on the map that's particularly like out of the way or sneaky that we have? Like, basically, what's the speed runway for us to do this?
Well, you either head straight there, or if you wanted to, you could actually go straight ahead to the town square. You know that the hanging tree has a tunnel entrance under the roots that you could use to get there.
I mean, I'm down. So far, the tunnels have been relatively safe. We'll just have to be careful.
Okay. All right. So you guys start, making your way through, the old dirt road leading from the residential area up to the town square. And with that, we're going to cut over to Grabach.
Okay.
So, Grabach, you go to the church to Koyama, and you walk in, and kind of walking around, just sort of like tidying up, watering plants and whatnot, is the drow priestess. Actually, I don't think you guys ever asked her name. So the priestess is there. And she sees you, and she just nods and goes, "Hello, how are you today?"
I am doing quite well. How have you been since we last met?
"Oh, I've been fine. Your friend came back and paid us for the holy water he stole. So that was nice."
Oh, good. I was not aware that he had stolen.
Give me a deception check.
Oh no. Sugar. 9.
9. All right. Give me a sec, because...
And by not out of character, and by not aware, I mean maybe a little, but we needed it for the greater good.
Yeah, right. 9. She got a 10. So she just kind of looks at you and narrows her eyes a little bit, and she's like, "Well, regardless, he admitted that he had done it, and he actually paid us for what he took. He's not with you right now, is he?" And she's like looking around you, like, you know.
He fortunately is doing some surveillance right now. He is not here at all.
Oh, great. So, yes. So, what can I help you with?
I have a bit of a request. I was hoping that you or another priest or priestess could come with me, where we are basically trying to stop dispel the curse of Olde Baenum. We are going up against some type of giant corpse monstrosity, which is an affront to you and your religion. And we were hoping to get some holy water and some artifacts blessed so that we could trap and potentially destroy the creature and go about our business and break the curse.
She kind of takes in everything you're saying to her, and she's just...
It's noble.
She just like, well, I do very much appreciate all the effort you and your team seem to be putting into trying to help out our town here. But why in the world would I go into that accursed place?
That's the best part. You don't need to.
Oh.
We can prep some of this stuff outside and then we bring it in.
Oh. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you meant you wanted me to travel with you.
Oh, no, that would be far too dangerous.
I agree. Well, I can make holy water. I probably would have to charge you for it, unless you were able to find me the material I need to create it.
That is something Rabak can probably do.
Well, the key ingredient really is silver. We just take silver and water, and we recite some prayers, and it purifies the water and makes it into holy water. So, I mean, we have some, but if you can bring me silver, I can use that and just make it for you.
Question for her as well as side question. What else can she make holy?
Well, mostly just that. Other than that, I can, perform a few simple healing spells, or that's about it.
Gotcha. Mike, what is the exchange rate on gold to silver?
1 gold is 10 silver.
Cool. How much silver do you think we need for all this?
So, it's 25 gold per holy water bottle, if I remember correctly. Let me just double check that.
Weight is 250 silver. How much weight is 250 silver? Because my question is, could we not find just some nice silver stuff? Silver
Right.
serving bowl.
I was going to exchange my gold for silver.
So yeah, you could do that. It's 25 gold per bottle of holy water. So technically, yeah, it would be like 250 silver coins per one bottle of holy water.
That's like a silver dinner plate.
But yeah, I mean, you could certainly also, just try to
Silver
obtain
sword.
some silver items.
Does she need to keep the silver after like blessing the water?
Well, it destroys it. It consumes it to create the holy water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure it does.
How dare you accuse me, sir? She says as like she turns away and everything's jangling on her. Like you just hear
Blinking away like,
Yep.
I am offended that you even suggest such a thing. Brick of silver just falls out on the floor like, that was there the whole time.
Not even coins, a whole ingot of silver. Just so
I mean, the fact that silver goes so well with the complexion is a coincidence.
right. She she proclaims in the middle of her church where everything is coated in silver. No. So yeah, yeah, go
I
ahead.
could ask her, like, how much do you have on hand?
She's like, well, I could probably create a few vials for you. We do have some from the last time you were here. We've made a little extra since then. I mean, if you want to purchase it, I can definitely sell it to you. How much do you need exactly?
Out of character, how much do we need? How much would be an acceptable amount?
Yeah, I would have like detailed out the amount of water we were trying to work with based on the dimensions.
Yeah, because like it's a 30 by 30 foot, like
Yeah, like
area.
we can certainly try to break it down for real, but yeah, I want to fill it up like at least like a foot deep with water, and then also enough to like fill like the spikes and the tips and like maybe get some extra like accoutrements and stuff.
Right.
Character, you guys, I'm gonna have to extort the hell out of this priest.
So I need
Well,
30 cubic. No.
You need, it's going to be,
9, right?
no, it's going to be 13, let's see, it's pi r squared, so 15 times 15 is, so it's going to be 225 pi square meters of water initially.
You need about 225 gallons.
How big are these vials?
No, we would need 225 pi gallons. So closer to like 750 gallons.
So this might not work out.
Okay, I'm gonna run it past her. Let's say somebody needed in the ballpark of 750 gallons of holy water.
She just like blankly stares at you for a moment. She's like, what?
I try to reiterate to her that it's for the greater good. It will bring prosperity back to Baenum, and it will be doing you a service. We're not using this willy-nilly. This is to take care of a problem.
No, I understand.
We will lure this beast out into regular Baenum with our methods if I don't get 750 gallons of holy water to destroy it.
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh, no. I'm just gonna straight threaten her. Okay, let's go. 18.
18. Alright, give me 1 second.
Can you roll with his strength because he's so imposing?
We will unleash her. fury upon you.
Sorry, what'd you get?
18.
18. Okay. She she kind of looks like taken aback all of a sudden, and she's just like, how dare you threaten me like that? You can't really do that, I think. Listen, it's not about not being willing to do it. It's just the sheer amount. It would take us months to produce that much holy water.
Hmm.
What if
What?
what if we did a quarter of that? So like
We
200.
could probably make that work. Yeah, what if we did like a little shy of 200 gallons?
Question: can they make a holy water concentrate? And then
no, it's not orange juice.
Okay.
This is fresh holy water, never from concentrate.
Yeah, right.
Actually, out of character question, but
Yeah.
has anyone done a study that has anyone in this world done a study how effective would holy water be when you dilute it? At what point would diluted holy water stop being holy water, or be as effective as holy?
That's a good one.
Huh.
Question. Don't hate me for this question. Do priests and priestesses have their own type of holy aura?
I don't.
So I would say for that, give me a religion check.
Okay, let's see.
I don't think drowning a priest would make the water any holier.
18.
Okay.
Not drowning the priest, but maybe I don't know, sacrificing the priest.
So you know that not all people that practice these religions have access to these sorts of holy powers or anything, but typically there are religious acolytes and priests and priestesses that are usually the head of a church. For example, this woman that is here is the head priestess of this church. That she has actually just admitted to you that she can cast some degree of divine magic.
I have a feeling Grobak is looking around for a chloroform.
Do have rope on me, honestly. How much holy water do they have on hand right now?
So you ask her how much she has, and she kind of she backs away from you. She's you notice that at this point she's never turning her back on you. She's just she's walks over to the basin that you guys got the water from last time. She's like, I mean, this basin completely filled only holds maybe a few gallons of liquid. She goes, what exactly are you and your team trying to do with
We're
it?
trying to kill a corpse beast, like a zombie corpse beast.
So you're
by
trying
potentially injecting it with holy water in a pit we're gonna make. And we know the holy water hurts the zombies. We're hoping injecting the big zombie thing with the holy water will kill it, or at least slow it down enough for us to break the curse.
So she listens to everything, and then
It's
she
benevolent. It's a benevolent mission. The threats are only because I'm desperate.
So she sits back for a minute and kind of ponders what you're saying to her, and she's like, "Well, if your trap is full of things that inject holy water, why would you need to fill the whole thing with holy water? Why not just
Just
fill
in
the
case.
injection apparatus with holy water?"
That's a good question. Maybe if we could get enough just for the spikes. Maybe that would do us.
I mean, I would certainly think it would be a lot more doable on my part if you were to take that much just to fill these, whatever you're using to inject this creature with holy water. Because quite frankly, uh, getting that much holy water is just completely unreasonable.
Then I will take what you have.
Um, sure. Would you, if you give me a few minutes, I can calculate how much this might cost?
Mike, out of character. I said take.
I knew that was coming, to be honest.
It's gonna like we'll pay it back once we're done with it.
I mean, if it's not crazy money, we're relatively rich.
Oh yeah, how much do we have? I only have like 23 gold on me. But how much do we have in total?
I think 5,000 something
Oh,
in party
mean-
funds. Yeah.
if everyone's okay with dropping some party funds on enough holy water, I mean,
as long as it's not some absurd ass number like 4,000 gold, I think it's
Yeah.
well worth it.
shoot me a quote, priestess.
Yeah, give me a second.
And I'll draw up a contract.
Honestly, if you can haggle her down without threats, or with threats, but mild mannered, passive aggressive threats.
Greater good kind of threats.
Yeah, not the kind that are like, I'll murder you because it's fun.
No, it's like, I'm desperate. We need this stuff to do the thing to save the town.
Yeah.
So she kind of goes through everything, and she's just like, well, I can make a little bit more if you need me to. I can probably sell you about 3 gallons, which would be roughly 750 gold worth.
Oh, I think that's reasonable enough. Being that I'm buying in bulk, could you do for 700?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Is she aware that we found that church, the other, the mirror version of this church with the all the not so great aspects of the religion kind of deal?
No, you guys haven't talked to her about that at all.
Oh, can I tell her what we found and that we're basically trying to undo that and stop that from being a thing?
Yeah, so I'll say, yeah, you tell her about it, and that you found the church in the old town that had been desecrated with the double symbol of the god of undeath. And she
And we destroyed the double symbol, correct? Or the
you destroyed the
portion of it.
Yeah, you destroyed the makeshift double part of it while
Yes.
leaving the actual original symbol intact.
Perfect.
She's like, oh, it would actually be a huge thing for us here if we were able to get the original symbol to El Halit here.
If we can kill this thing, we can break this curse, and you can have access to the full old chapel.
That would be something. So go ahead and make that persuasion check with advantage.
Let's see. I roll 2 14s.
So she sits and thinks about it for a moment, and she's just like, well, tell you what, I can do 725.
Even though we're technically, by doing this, doing her a big solid and getting her a really cool artifact out of it that's extremely religiously significant to her. And we're asking for nothing in return of her.
She looks at you and says, nothing in return except for me to, basically deplete my entire stock of holy water. And you did threaten me.
I did, but it was for the greater good. Fine.
Is there anything really bad?
I mean, I didn't make a direct threat. No.
Didn't you?
I just said, well, she questioned the validity of whether or not it could happen. So, I mean, she wasn't really that threatened.
Yeah, that's fair.
She called my bluff.
She's just like, I can help you, but I think, I wouldn't be able to do it for less than that.
I think that's a fair amount, and that leaves us plenty in the party fund.
All right. I'll start working on it and just swing by whenever you have the funds available, and we'll get everything prepped for you.
Can I send a butler to get it?
I'll say that you have to actually hire a butler before you have a butler.
Okay. I'll send a carrier pigeon to Mother to see if I can rent a butler from her.
Rent a butler. So with that, once you pay her, you'll have the holy water you need for the project.
Awesome. In the meantime, until I get the butler, I will go physically get it myself and bring it back.
Okay. So with that, we'll cut back to the rest of the party. So you guys are headed to the sawmill. You're sneaking along. Actually, I'm sorry. Were you going to go through the tunnel, or were you going to actually... That's where we left off. You guys were deciding...
Try to go through the tunnel, at least, like... Between all of our dark vision and our ability to move sneakily, we should be able to scout the tunnels safer than the streets.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, you do now?
I have night vision goggles on my...
Well, it's daytime still.
Well, if we went to the tunnels.
Oh, yeah, duh. So yeah, you guys make your way.
We can go with dark vision too, so...
And sneaking along, you guys start to see the hanging tree in the distance. Real quick, everyone roll me a d6. It booted me out of the chat for a minute, so I didn't catch any of what you said.
I was checking something real quick. I remember about Gloomstalker that might not be... It's part of your dark vision you get from your Gloomstalker class?
No. Yeah, that is exactly it. I have dark vision of 60 feet plus 30 feet if I already have dark vision. And then while in darkness, you are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in that darkness.
So she just disappears to us.
Yeah, in darkness, she just, vanishes. Unless the thing is, well, to basically any vision, because in darkness, anything that doesn't rely on dark vision can't see anyway. So without, like, true sight, she really can't be seen in the dark.
Right.
Unless someone senses a magnetism or a heat or something, but that's not dark vision.
True.
Yeah, if they had like blind sight or true sight or something like that, they could still see you. But yeah, if it's dark vision that they need to use to see you, they can't see you.
Heat vision is in the game now too, so.
Is it?
Yep, it's one of the witchcraft spells.
One of the spells I have.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so it's not really in the game. It's just in the witchcraft spells.
I mean, you said they were legal.
I did. I just forgot about that. But yeah, no, that's the thing.
I did. I just didn't mean it.
Right. I was lying, obviously. So
Turn on detect heat as Aya disappears. Or as Zara disappears.
well, what were your D6 rolls?
Oh,
2.
I got a 3.
Oh, hang on, I'm sorry. I was checking out.
Kevin, roll 2.
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
I also rolled a 2.
Okay. So you guys are, moving along. And as you're going through the fields, you do start to notice as you're wandering through the streets that there are undead shambling around, but you guys are doing such a good job sneaking that they don't really seem to notice you. But it does seem to be like a slightly higher concentration of them than you have really bumped into. But with that, you guys do make your way to the hanging tree. And this is the first, pretty much all of you are seeing it up close. I think the only person who really saw it before was Grabach from sort of underneath it, and that was at night. It's just a large, gnarly black tree. But as you guys get closer to it, you see that there are, from one of the larger branches, 2 ropes hanging down with 2 very mummified looking bodies hanging from the tree.
Well, that seems like a problem for another time.
And with that, you guys just kind of ignore that, go right into the tunnel, and head underground. Alright, so you guys are underground in the tunnels. You come out of the, you climb down the roots and everything into the tunnels. Zara, it's a bit of a tight squeeze for you. Like, you can get through it, but you just feel like you might have a hard time turning around if you had to turn around suddenly. But you guys make sure you're going in the right direction. Archie, you know the way, and you go through the tunnel and travel for about 30 to 45 minutes. 38 minutes, keen mind.
Thank you.
And come to the end of the tunnel that Akira had used Mold Earth to close.
Nice.
Yeah.
Open Sesa, please.
Yeah, I opened the tunnel.
So yeah, you open it and like the tunnel opens back up, and you immediately hear like the trickling water of the stream running through. Looking out of the tunnel, there is a little bit of a climb up, and you're under the bridge that goes over the stream. So you would have to climb up the wall a little bit. Akira, you can just climb right up it.
Yeah, I climb right up it.
Yeah, so Akira just goes up ahead of everyone else.
How high is it?
It's about 6 feet off the ground.
Okay. Can I reach down and help them up?
Yeah. I'll say with with that, Archie, your chair kicks into its hover mode, and with Akira pulling it, it just very gently lifts up and raises you up onto the thing.
Okay, cool.
And then with also Akira reaching down and helping Zara, you're able to climb up with Akira pulling you pretty much.
One of these days, Zara's going to steal mountain goat horseshoes.
Yeah, right. So I actually didn't realize quite right away, but I was actually double looking at I was reading over the centaur stuff again, and it is actually baked right into the race that it's yeah, you climb real bad. Yeah, I was like, oh.
There's stuff we can eventually magically do to make that a little better, but
yeah. So it really just comes down to the difference of I'm not gonna ever be well, she's a horse person, she can't do it. It might just be somebody just help her out,
it's an actiony scene, and you're a little slow to the point where it's tense and exciting.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
there's always alternative methods.
Of course.
I mean, like I said, I give you rocket boots as a thing I have on pocket all the time.
Right.
Yep. And then someday we can find a mountain goat that no one needs, and suddenly...
Honestly, I feel like boots of spider climb aren't even that complicated of a thing to get, and for a centaur, it's literally just you mountain goat up the side of shit now. You just walk sideways up stuff,
Yeah.
You know what? One of these days, Zara might ask me just show you some mountain goat hooves and ask if you can fashion something similar.
We've been adventuring together for a day, and I've already seen you have a relatively hard time climbing multiple things, and Archibald is a magical item maker, so we're on it.
That would be very appreciated. Out of character, Zara knows nothing because then she's gonna owe you a second favor. She doesn't like owing people favors. But
I have I can't spoil it, but yeah, no, don't worry about that. Archibald's really bad about giving people stuff publicly, anyways.
So, you guys see that where you climb up, you have to cross the bridge back and kind of loop around where the stream runs, but it's a pretty short hike to the sawmill. And as you approach the sawmill, you start to see more patches of cletwood trees all around you. And as you get to the yard of the sawmill, there are just stacks and stacks of cut cletwood logs everywhere. And much like when you walked into the forest before, the air just gets much more fresh, and you can feel the corruption easing up around you.
Huh. So this might not be a great place to try and lure a zombie monster that doesn't necessarily like being around.
You do remember that it can pass through the Cletwood forests. The first time you guys actually ran into it for real, it burst out of the Cletwood forest chasing that guy.
So then I dig this place as a general purpose place to work with. Any fortification we do with a local material fortifies it against the normal zombies around here and the curse, which makes it free for us. And if we kill the zombie clot, I don't really care about bringing it here. So, like, I'd say this is a prime location.
So in the distance, not the distance, but so across the yard there is a large, like, warehouse-looking building. Um, that the logs are sort of like piled up in a yard in front of it, and kind of reach up to it.
Is the warehouse building open?
Yeah, there's like a large opening where it's not so much a door as much as like one of those warehouse, like people would probably move logs in and out of the front of the building.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's completely opened up.
Okay. All right. I guess we shouldn't try to do anything now, but I am gonna like get a good, like, I'm gonna like bust out my cartographer's tools and start making a quick like, for the purposes of making like a diagram and a plan for like our build map of the area and like the dimensions of the location that we're gonna place it and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and give me a cartographer check with your intelligence mod.
24.
Okay. So yeah, scoping out the area, you do see that like there is.
Oh, 26.
Oh, okay, yeah. So scouting out the area, you see that there's plenty of spaces for you to like put this giant like hole for the zombie clot to potentially fall into, and the cletwood just makes it easier for you guys to kind of do what you're going to do here. You can kind of work without having to worry about the corruption, and at least not have to worry about the actual regular undead.
Is there any particular spot that seems like it would be a good cross section of like paths to set up the trap so that if it was chasing someone from multiple directions, like it would, no matter where it came from, the like X marks the spot of the area?
So with the map and everything you're kind of seeing, the area that the sawmill kind of occupies is sort of only one real way in or out. It's open from the east, leading into where the sawmill is. Too far down, and you end up back into like the residential district. But on your map now, because of what Trax did, that whole section is like barricaded off, and then the stream kind of covers the other part. So you have kind of it's kind of boxed in.
I gotcha. Okay, so that works. And then we do have access to water, and I would know that we would need access to silver to make holy water. I don't know what's going on with Grabak, but we might be able to utilize some of the extra material available from here. So I'd say this is the spot. Is there any way to get in and out of this particular area? Like, did the way we came represent the fastest, safest way to get a group of people to this sawmill?
So I'd say based on your map, that like I said, this place is kind of boxed in. So the only way out is to basically head to the east, and you can either jump off the bridge down into the tunnel, or you'd have to head east for a ways, and then you'd find an entrance back into the residential district.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone can think of other than seeing if we luck out and see the thing without it seeing us? Which I don't know if I want to go out through the trouble of tracking this monster.
Yeah. Since we plotted everything out, we should call it.
Yeah, I'd say that's it for this particular scouting mission, unless we luck into a casual walk by of the Zombie Clot.
Okay. Did you want to check out the interior of the sawmill at all, or?
Oh yeah, a little bit, at least from outside.
Okay. So yeah, you guys walk up to the actual building and kind of peek your heads inside of the into the front entrance of the building. Why don't the three of you give me a perception check?
Did I get help from gizmos?
If you really want to, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm bad at perception otherwise, so...
Right.
20.
19.
Okay.
A natural 20, so a 19.
Nice. So the three of you peek in, and most of the building is full of just more logs of cletwood. Towards the back, you see sort of like a pedestal of some kind, and behind it, you see what looks like a large toothed saw blade.
Anyways, so, like, Archibald is already, like, starting to wheel into the sawmill.
Yeah. So Archie, you
But, like, stealthily.
yeah, sure. No. So Archie, you go up to. I assume you head right for the pedestal.
I mean, again, like, I want this, but it's not like I'm overwhelmed with my dragon greed. I need to see what this is.
Right.
So, like, the way an Indiana Jones type person would approach it, I sneak up to it.
So, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay.
You guys are still under the effects of Pass Without Trace at this point.
Oh, thank God.
Like, just barely.
Okay, so with the goddess guidance, that's a 33.
Jesus. Anyway, so yeah, Archie, you you being aware that, you know, this place just feels a little too good to be true. You don't even like wheel forward. You actually just switch into hover mode and glide across the floor with your chair.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then you come up to this pedestal, and what it is it seems to be some sort of control device for this giant saw blade. And based on your nat 20 when you first peered into the place, going over the pedestal, you see that it's like a stone pedestal covered in runes, and in the front of the pedestal is like a slot, like a small, like, rectangular slot opened up with a some sort of like a small blue crystal inside of it. And when you look up and you start looking at the saw blade, you see that the saw, the blade itself, are sort of edged with a similar, like, blue crystal on each of the fanged portion of the blades. But what you make out from, you know, on the pedestal, some of the runes, you notice some of the wording is actually written in Gnomish, and it says arcane saw.
Huh. Is any of it written in Dwarvish by any chance?
No, it's just a little bit of Gnomish and then the runes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna cast Identify on this thing.
Okay. So you cast Identify, and and for a brief moment, you just feel like a hand touches your shoulder. And suddenly the information just floods into your mind that this is an arcane saw. It's a very powerful magical blade that is basically designed to be able to cut through just about anything, and that it ignores any kind of resistance that something might, like a material might have to being cut under normal circumstances. And essentially the blue crystals on it are like, just this incredibly sharp, arcane, like crystal that allows it to just cut through things with ease.
So yeah, that seems like a fantastic laboratory tool. I am going to check for traps because I'm super taking this.
Oh no, I mean it's like it takes up a majority of the room.
It's like a big
It's gigantic. It's like it's like it probably weighs several tons.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm not stealing it, but I do love this building, and I want to make it our base of operations. So
and the other thing,
This is the butcher shop. It's the sawmill.
this is the sawmill. This is a dibs on this. Nobody gets to burn this down. We're fixing this place up. We're gonna fortify it. We're gonna kill a monster right outside.
Make sure Grabak is aware of that.
and the other
Yeah.
is just based on the fact that you actually cast Identify on it. It's powered, the pedestal. Basically, to power it, you need to cast some form of spell into the pedestal, and it powers the blade, and the blade is capable of doing 10d10 magical slashing damage to whatever it touches.
Interesting. Okay.
It's almost like we could use that to cut.
Oh, I think that's the perfect guillotine for the Zombie Clot. Now, I still do think putting it in a big hole makes a lot of sense, but this thing is also really tempting to use. But I think it's a lot easier to drop it in a pit than it is to get it to sit still underneath a machine designed for cutting like big old logs. How heavy? You said this machine is a few tons?
Oh yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking, right? So I've got this big hole in this cage that I wanna put in the big hole, right? Now, you know how like a magician's saw box has like a line through it where a giant saw blade can go, but like it doesn't actually kill the person because they're not on both sides. They're not actually in the middle of it.
Right.
So, like, what if we were to somehow set up some kind of apparatus using this machine and the like our trap that would do that to the Zombie Clot, but like as like a finishing move for the trap? Like it would be, the same thing. Like the trap would be designed so that this blade, I assume it would just pass through the apparatus on its own because of the design of the like incredible powerful cutting blade. But just quite, you trap it, impale it with a bunch of holy water spikes, shoot it with some spells and some bullets, and do whatever you got to do. Pull a lever that drops like a massive damage cleaver directly through the center of it. That feels like some environmental boss lethality to me.
So if you guys can figure out a way to move the blade, then I'd say we could definitely work it out.
Okay, that is where I know there's a concern there, but like that's not impossible. It's just,
It'll be difficult, but yeah.
It would certainly be a bigger part of the challenge here, and it doesn't have to happen.
Right.
But I do like that there's a big monster slaying blade in this building. I'm all about this whole location. Okay, so
actually, out of character, but doesn't the landlord own this entire region, Old Town region?
I think he does, technically.
He pretty much owns basically all the land in the Old Town.
Well, he's either somehow behind this, or you could buy it off him.
I'm worried
Blackmailing
he's behind
him. Or the deed to this place might mysteriously disappear from his vault.
Like, part of what I'm kind of hoping to do, whatever, I trust you with this much. A part of what I want to do in this place, if he is as corrupt as he seems like he might be, is kind of eliminate his business of hoarding these cursed Cletwood amulets and selling them to people at a premium by just infusing the market with a bunch of really permanent Cletwood amulets, and then training the local militia and adventurers and rabble in pretty specifically zombie killing, so that we can make this place into a really neutral, safe place that he no longer can profit from.
I like that.
But unfortunately, this giant, horrible monster that's almost killed us really cannot be part of that final plan. So we have to eliminate it first.
Oh, let's go monster slaying.
So
So,
excited to do this.
as you're getting ready to like leave the sawmill, Archie, you kind of like wheel around the pedestal, and on the back side of it is actually another notice written in Gnomish.
Ooh.
And what it says essentially is warning: do not stand near the arcane saw blade during operation. Keep all personal items, mundane or magical, away from the blade, and do not go near it without protective gear.
Are there any magical items we were looking to destroy? Because it sounds like this thing can do that, and I think that's hilarious.
Why wouldn't protective gear be redundant in this case, since it ignores any resistance?
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty much if you get unlucky, you're finished. But like normally magical items are indestructible, so a fun thing here is an actual like I want to put this thing on a moving set of wheels and bring it around with us. This is a useful thing. You can get a lot done with the capacity to break down magical items into their, pieces.
Didn't we have something that needed to be broken down like that?
I could have sworn we did. That's why this just clicked with me that we were like, well, if I can learn how to figure out how to break this at some point, we'll break it. And I don't remember what it was, but there was something we found that was just like, we should destroy this, but you can't just destroy a magical item.
Yeah, there's definitely something. I can't for the life of me put my finger on it.
I mean, I've got a lot of random shit that I've just accumulated.
It'll come to you. Just give it a minute.
Wait. Hey, Mike, do you know what it is? Because if you do, then Archibald does.
I feel like that's cheating, but sure.
But it's not.
It's not. Because of your stupid keen mind feat. I hate it. I hate it so much. Anyway, the ruby.
Oh, the actual like rubies that we're looking to destroy. Duh, obviously. So, yeah, there are theoretically three of these magical rubies that we're also using as bait, but this is the perfect place to destroy them if destroying them is in fact the end result we're looking for.
We
So,
know that.
thick,
Wait,
ladies and
weren't you-
germs.
Wait, weren't you guys talking about like a long-term project being a moving fort?
Yeah, no, I 100% want like a fortress that moves, and I want this giant blade monstrosity attached to that somewhere, real bad, real bad. I want this on the front of that.
By the end of this campaign, Fort Algus is just going to be the spaceship from Outlaw Star.
Fuck yeah!
But instead
Imagine,
of
okay, it's also gonna transform into a giant robot, and if one of its arms is gonna be this blade thing.
this specific blade, yeah.
Yep.
We're making like a Metroplex from Transformers.
Oh yes. Honestly,
that.
if I could also have Fort Algus be a train, that would not hurt my feelings.
Like Astro Train from Transformers.
Yeah, like that's the train from Transformers.
All right, so, geez, it's 1 a.m.
That was Hey, can we call it for the night? I literally cannot keep up.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to do, or do you want to just sort of call it here, or do you want to just say, I don't mind if we say you guys just ventured back to the town?
I don't think there's anything else we really wanted to do while we were here this time.
Yeah.
And I think that basically everything we needed to do, now that we've got the plan and have done this dangerous scouting mission, and Grabach's gotten us a little bit of an in on some materials, and we've discussed everything we need, we can probably cinch up what we need to do to have next session be a hunting a monster session in between this and next session.
Yeah. All right, so real quick, the three of you give me a stealth check. The Pass Without a Trace would have worn off by now, so just a regular stealth check.
25.
19.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank God for that. Looks like a 17.
Okay. So with that, you guys take the route back down into the tunnels, through the church, through the broken up path that you guys made through the residential district. This has sort of become your you guys know this route well enough out of all the routes you've taken through the town, and you're able to get back. You run into some undead here and there, but honestly, as long as you guys keep on the move, they can't even really catch you. You make your way back, meet up with Grabach, and I'll say, we'll call it here. You guys are on your way to making your project. You've kind of discovered a pretty big find at the sawmill. And you have a new party member. Woo!
Hooray!
Hooray!
That worked out better than a lot of the times.
Yeah. So, hey, we actually had a session without any combat this time.
I was going to mention that,
Right. Wow.
Sorry, Mike. Next
I
time.
almost got there.
Next time, it's just combat. No, I'm just kidding. But
He's gonna fight that priestess.
I was honestly is he gonna fight this priest?
It was very close.
Well, I can
Would it
tell
be
you, it would not have been a very good fight.
For me, or
No, she had 9 HP. The strategy would have been she would have cast Sanctuary on herself and then just fucking ran.
Well, would it be a fight if it was an attempted kidnapping?
That's true. She probably still would have
on the table.
She probably still would have just cast Sanctuary on herself and then ran away. Which just makes it so you can't even attempt to attack her in any way until you pass a Wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, Grabach's so good at those.
Yeah, I mean, the Wisdom is definitely not his worst stat.
It totally is not. Hold on, let me roll Wisdom real
He's
quick.
giving us some Wisdom. So he just wants to see.
Hey, rolled a 2.
A 2?
And,
Yeah.
-2 Wisdom, so yeah. Wouldn't have fared well for me. Well, if she ran away, I would have just taken the...
Was that a 2 as in a 4 minus 2, or you rolled a 2 so it was 0?
I rolled a 2, so it was 0. So she would have ran away, but I would have then stolen the holy water.
What holy water?
Exactly. Just oh, it was never here.
I love how your plan is just to do exactly what Trax did and then went back and apologized for again.
Yeah, I don't know if Ernesto's going to be mad for me saying that, but yeah, it is downtime. He went back to the church and admitted that he stole it and paid for it all.
I love how
Well-
cool he tried to be in front of us, only
Yeah.
to go back and be a total fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Like, it's adorable.
Grabak will, out of respect, not mention that to Trax that he knows that.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the
Well-
others.
well, if
Grabak
Ernesto-
will keep that secret.
Well, if Ernesto happens to actually like listen to this later, it's like, haha, I sold you out, haha. Anyway, no.
Take that, Ernesto. We know you're
Thank you,
listening.
Mike.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
We know Trax is really a big softy.
And and then Grabak is secretly just gonna go nuts on somebody one day because he's too dumb to like talk his way out of a situation most times, and will just resort to violence.
All right, we've reached the end of another episode. I'd like to thank my players for being such a fun group to play with. At Cactus Toad on Instagram, who made our character art. At Alpha A for helping with the intro video. Will Savino and his tracks from Music D20, and Burrowbound, link in the description below. And thank you if you made it this far. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment, and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time in the Paragon Company.